I said when I finished my sketchbook, I would celebrate by doing a video. So that's what I'm doing. This is the last page. Well, I didn't work on the last page, but I'm done. So I'm gonna just go through it briefly and show you what I do with a sketchbook. I call it it's more like an idea book. It's a collection of ideas. This is an envelope in which I keep drawing aids, a red film for reducing color to black and white, a value scale, and a view frame. So when I studied, this is something I did as a oil painting exercise. This was something that came out of a drawing book I was studying. There were exercises in it. I believe that's Keys to Drawing with the Imagination. I gesso some of the pages and use it for working with my oil paints, just to check my colors. I also use it for watercolor that way as well. But I do more oil painting, so that is why it tends to be in there. Can't remember what was on it. Oh, this was another exercise. These were more exercises from Keys to Drawing with the Imagination. I make notes when I read books, drawing books. This is from Dory Cantor's book, Art Escapes, and Mike Dakabara, Sketch Now, Think Later. Sometimes there's exercises. That was just a sketch. Sorry. I've been doing snail mails, and I come up with ideas. So that's more, like I say, it's an idea book. But it's also a study book when I'm doing thumbnail sketches for studies that I want to paint, checking my colors, checking my value scales. This is another study for a painting I wanted to do, just checking where I wanted everything. That's nothing. This is an interesting thing to try. Drawing shapes, and then I think I got this idea from a book too, maybe Bert Dodson's, and then trying to draw the opposite of it by watching. It's really good practice for your arm, for your hand. This was another exercise, putting a grid on a picture and then drawing a distorted grid and seeing what kind of a drawing you come up with. It's interesting, and I wonder, why do things have to be distorted in order to be interesting? They could have character without that. But I did it anyway, and it was fun. I like doing pen and ink. I get ideas for my blog, and I like doing faces, so and that is my book. Coming up with ideas. That means that I'm in the process of starting new sketchbooks. My sister sent me some very nice sketchbooks, but you see they're empty, and that's daunting. I knew it would be daunting. So I'm wondering, what could I possibly do in these books that warrants starting a new one? This is a watercolor one. It's got 140-pound paper. I did get an idea of what I would like to do. I was looking at kids drawing illustrations in kids' books. Look at, they're just drawn kind of, I did it exactly how it was, or tried. And so, you know, things aren't right, but I just wanted to see how they do it, and I see they rush through some things to get them done. There's also this one. I really thought it was a good illustration, but I mean, there are things about it that I would have improved if I was drawing, or I think I would have. Anyway, I got the idea of, these seem to be like coloring books. There's a drawing and then they fill them in with paint, that seems to me. So I thought, well, why don't I try and draw some illustrations and turn it into kind of a watercoloring book for other people to color in. And then I found what I think is a moleskin sketchbook at the secondhand store for 60 cents. They didn't know what it was when they put the price on it. I think I'll do pen and ink in this. My plan, anyway. That's what I finished. Oh, and I meant to mention before I quit, I showed before this idea, and I thought I said I'd get back to you about how it worked. I have a black plastic case, and in it I put pieces of canvas off a roll. I've put ground on them, some I've just gessoed, and I carry them, use them for studies, and also for painting outside. I can just scotch tape it to the front of this, and then when I'm done I can tape it on the inside and carry it without it getting damaged. But the beauty of it is that when I'm done, I can put them all, they're still 2-hole punched. I write on them what colors I used for the ground, usually. And when I'm doing, this was just checking out an idea for incorporating it into a painting I'm doing. I wanted to check it out for structure. So I just gather them, and it's easier than having a bunch of stretched canvases around that I've just experimented on. This was something that happened. I had it sitting out, I was outside under the trees, and the light fell through the trees, making shadows on my ground, and so I painted in what I saw. I really like the effect, and I'm thinking of taking that somewhere. Anyway, so there's the painting I did that was from the study. So that idea worked. I just wanted to show you what I just introduced. One other video actually is working out for me, and I'll just keep painting, and I'll see how I do in my new sketchbooks, idea books, or whatever they are. Bye for now.